Hi everyone, I'm Justine Squitieri, and along with my husband Angelo, we have been part of Aaron Curry's VIP programme for the full 2 years now. So I guess we are coming to the end of the programme. It's been a fantastic journey. We've achieved more than I think we ever could have hoped for. And as part of that, Aaron has asked if I would present for you the case study for our recently purchased holiday let. Makes a change, you can listen to another voice instead of Aaron. So I've put together the following case study, which tells you a little bit about what we did. As you can see, this was a joint venture purchase. We purchased with Josh Curry, who you can see on the picture here. And Josh has also been a member of the VIP programme since the beginning. So we met Josh through VIP, hit it off, and this obviously this is a purchase that we've done with Josh. So you can see we've converted a traditional seaside B&B, and I'll give you a look at that in a moment, into a Sleep 16 holiday let. And I know loads of you will have done the holiday let course, and so be aware of the sweet spot with a Sleep 16 property. So, joint venture deal. We made our offer in March 2021, seems a long time ago now, and we completed from offer in September 21. So that sounds like quite a long time. It was certainly longer than we thought it would take. The basic reason for that is because it took 15 weeks for the local council to approve the change of use, which just seems bonkers, but it is what it is. You can't do much about it. Obviously, as a B&B, the business had a C1 classification. And for this property, which is in Scarborough Council want a holiday let to have sui generis as the classification. Do check with local councils if you are buying a property, because it's not automatic that they all want sui generis. They can be different. I think, if I'm right, if you are buying in the Lake District in Cumbria, it's a different classification. So don't assume that you're going to have sui generis, but that's what Scarborough Council wanted. So it's interesting, it took them 15 weeks just to approve that. Within the property itself, although we refurbed it, we didn't do any building work. There was no major extensions or knocking it about, but it still took 15 weeks. So do allow for speed of councils when you're looking at purchase. So we were able to, as I say, got the keys in September, and fairly quickly, because it's a big old property, it's from September to December, we did the refurb work on that property, and we went live on sites and for bookings. Our first bookings were in January of this year, so 2022, just in case you're watching this and it's a different year. So January 2022 we went live. So I'll show you some befores. Everyone likes the before and afters. So as you can see, extremely traditional seaside B&B in terms of its decor. I know quite a lot of people have looked at sort of hotels and B&Bs. This is very typically what you come across. Some serious carpet migraine you can see there. Interestingly, if you look top right, you can see there that the owner had wasn't even using all their rooms. One of their sort of bedrooms was just being used as a storeroom. And another sort of thing you often come across that you need to rectify is at the bottom there, you'll see the kitchen. Because it was operating as a B&B, it was very much a kind of catering kitchen as opposed to a lovely large family kitchen. So there was outside space that wasn't being utilised as well. It's kind of a 2-level garden. Again, lots of sort of cliffs and hills around the seaside, but you've got a 2-level garden there, which again, not utilised for guests, but for us, got a lovely private lower courtyard, which just says hot tub, absolutely perfectly. And then there's an upper space as well, which is perfect for table and chairs. So some really brilliant and not utilised outside space. So there's your befores. Here's some afters. Hopefully you like it. Gone for a bit of a sophisticated, family home kind of look. Beautiful cozy lounge. The fireplace was already there, so I think there was so much going on there. I don't think anybody even noticed the beautiful fireplace that was there. Obviously the kitchen, you can see there, we converted it into obviously just a really big family kitchen. We've used the outside space and that lower courtyard for a hot tub. All the bedrooms had a refurb. That complete sort of junk room that you can see, top right on the previous one, Could have been used as a single bedroom, quite a small room. I guess we could have squeezed bunk beds in there. We opted to have a den as an extra sort of selling opportunity. So there's some brilliant like marble prints on the wall there. So we've included that as a teenage den up on the second floor. Hide them out of the way. We thought people would go for that. So we utilised all the space. Obviously, there's no opportunity to have sort of spare junk rooms. We've utilised it all. And as you can see there, big dining space. So rather than the separate B&B tables, we've got sort of the large table arrangement there for sleeping 16. And obviously you can see what we spent a particular amount of time on ready for the photographs was staging the property. Really, really important. And, you get loads of ideas if you just look through the sort of, Sykes or cottagers.com and see how people stage their properties. So it's really, really key. We did that to get the best possible photos. So gives you a sort of sense of what it looks like. Okay, to the all important numbers, and are we ticking all those important 4 profit levers that Aaron tells us about lots? So first of all, asking price, it was on the market way back for £300,000. Amazingly, we got it for discount. So we got it for 280,000. So we've got a 20 grand discount on there, sort of 7%. Not huge discount, but as I'm sure all of you know, if you've been looking for property, probably since about 2020, but certainly through 2021, I mean, the property market's bonkers at the minute. It's amazing to get discount on anything. So many people that we know and professional sources as well are more than happy to pay asking price for properties. And of course, I'm sure you found a lot of properties going above asking price. So we still managed to tick the discount box with a 20 grand discount on the property. So that, again, I think one key thing I would say is never sort of assume what you think vendors are going to say. And this one really proved to us is you never know the situation of a vendor. This particular property, it was owned by a lady who lived with her very elderly mother. She's running the B&B. I think COVID times had been tough. I think she was probably in her 60s and quite frankly had enough, just wanted to retire, had seen a really nice new build house that she wanted to move to, perfect for her mum as well. And that's what she wanted to do. So she was very happy to kind of wait. She had the new build property sort of in the back pocket as to where she wanted to go. She amazingly, waited for the change of use to go through, because we said, we weren't prepared to complete on the property until the change of use had been approved. And then once that was approved, we then had to sort of, finalise the finance, and the vendor was happy to wait. So don't always assume that they'll never have that, they won't accept it. If you don't ask, you'll never know. So always be bold, I guess, and try and find out. So profit lever 1 was the discount. Profit lever 2, capital growth, and this one really is winner chicken dinner. So say we purchased the property for 280, and just before it went live, what we decided to do is we'll get the agents back in again before it went live to revalue. And as you can see there, they valued it at 500,000. So huge capital growth there. And obviously at this point in time, we're not looking to refinance at this point. So hopefully at the time we refinance, we'll get even more growth. So that's fantastic. I mean, a couple of things there. That's, I guess, the advantage to it taking a long time to go through and to refurb. We had the benefit of a rising market, as well as the value that we've added to it through everything we've done and the major improvements to the kitchens and the bathrooms. So you see there, 220 grand capital growth, so plus 78%. And hopefully when we come to the point where we want to refinance, we'll be well away on that one. So it's excellent on our discount lever. We've ticked the box on our capital growth lever. And if you look potentially where we are, 280,000 purchase price. We put a deposit down of 84,000. Those of you who are quicker at maths than I am with your calculators will see that that's a 30% deposit. Obviously, for properties we usually buy and for our buy-to-let portfolio, and as Aaron teaches, we always try and go for 25% as a deposit, sort of into a deal. This was a criteria of the mortgage company and the key for the lender. So again, always be prepared. Certainly, tougher to find financing for holiday let purchase than it is for a buy to let. So 30% deposit, want slightly more skin in the game, is what it is. So we had to go with that. So 84,000 deposit, and with the fees and our refurb, we spent 79,000 additionally on the fees and on all the refurb work. So total cash in 163,000, and we took a mortgage of 196. But obviously, you've seen the new value of the property, and that was January this year at 500,000. So you can see quite easily there. If we went for the 25%, which is what we would hope to, remortgage £125,000 in, which gives us £375,000 out. So it's undoubtedly, it's a no money left in the deal. And even if I just did a quick calculation in my head, if a lender came back and said we want 30% in, we're still pulling 350,000 out that deal when we come to refinance. So it's done fantastically well, and obviously we look forward to that point of refinance. So if we look at the, we sort of that's three of the profit levers explained there. I guess the final one is on the actual cash flow from the property as the holiday let business. So a quick look as to where we're at 5 months. I'm now talking to you in May 2022, so it's been live since January. So at the 5 months point, we have got 40 bookings in, and that's for this year 2022. Those bookings total 81,000. What's interesting is obviously Sykes deliberately don't overprice you to start with, just to test the water of a property. So we've already put our prices up 5% at some point during this time period, and obviously scope to go up another 5% now, sort of 81,000 of bookings. Sykes forecast was 80,000 for the first year, so obviously we're looking set to beat Sykes forecast, but it's also an indication that Sykes are very accurate with their prediction. So obviously we're really happy with what they predicted as well. And actually we've already got, I had a look as well, there's already £12,000 worth of bookings in for 2023. So people that have booked, a couple of people that have already booked for next year. So that's really positive as well. So cash flow, fantastic. It's what we hoped for and a bit more currently. So that's really good. And then, of course, the other bonus, that's our 4 profit levers ticked. The other bonus is the capital allowances, which again, Aaron talks a lot about. So there are £110,000 of unclaimed capital allowances in this property. That is just being verified now. We've used Arthur Kemp. I know his name pops up a lot in the training. I know Aaron talks about Arthur Kemp. Great guy, done a great job. So that is the sort of the unclaimed allowances just being verified now. We're just waiting for the final rubber stamp on that, and then we should just be in time for self-assessment forms. So perfect timing, but amazing, that extra bonus of £110,000 of capital allowances. Just a couple of other things that I thought I would share with you. Obviously, we're now starting to think around what would we do to take direct bookings ourselves. The key to that is social media. I know a load of people cringe. I know a lot of you don't like social media. Obviously, social media is my passion. I can't recommend it enough. So we have a social media account, Facebook and Instagram for this particular property. And when we get another holiday let, that holiday let will also have a Facebook and Instagram page. It doesn't take a lot of time to keep it up to date. I don't put huge amount of content on it, but people do go to check properties out via social media. One particular post I just highlighted there, over 10,000 views of us craning the hot tub into that little courtyard, because the bit I didn't say was, although it was a fantastic location to have a hot tub, the only way to get it into that location was over the top of the place with the roof. And because it was 3 stories, we needed a particularly large crane with a particular length of boom, of which there are only 4 in Yorkshire. We had to close the road for a short period to actually get the hot tub in place. So it caused a stir, let's put it like that. So yes, so that's had an amazing 10,000 views of that craning in. So do reach out if you're struggling with social media. It's something I could definitely help you with, but it is very, very important. Reviews, I just popped the first guest review on there. Lovely, lovely review. And also what I've done is I've put the link to the property there. So if you just want to have a look at it, there's loads more photos of it on there, and you can read sort of the subsequent reviews. So it's had very lovely reviews. It's still with just under the 100% rating again, which is really important and really fabulous. So I think they're all the things I wanted to tell you about it. That is our first holiday let project. Up until this point, we'd built a portfolio of buy-to-let properties. In our mind, one holiday let was worth 8 buy-to-lets. So with the mission of getting me out my day job, which has very recently happened, yay, it's thanks to the holiday let project. So obviously, we are very happy to talk to you about what we're doing if you want to hear anything in more detail. And clearly, we are looking for our next project, and definitely looking to more of the same. So I hope that was helpful. And that is North Beach Lodge. Thanks.